What's the dumbest thing you've heard a single person say/do that made you think, that's why they're single? Story 1. So I was at a party where a man was invited specifically to meet a woman, a setup, essentially. He invited her to play pool, a seemingly innocent and enjoyable way to break the ice. But as soon as the game began, he went all out, showing no mercy. He taunted her when she missed shots and criticized every move she made. Of course, he won and then gloated like a teenager, throwing an in-your-face, loser, her way. These were grown adults, in their 30s, but the scene was straight out of a sitcom. Everyone watching knew exactly why he was, and likely would stay, single. Story 2. I once ordered shawarma, and the guy behind the counter asked if I wanted garlic sauce. I replied, absolutely, load it up, I'm single anyway. He quickly shot back, maybe that's why you're single. Thanks for all the upvotes, I've never had this many before. Adding to the garlic theme, I once had a coworker who said, with enough garlic, I could even eat my own shoe. Story 3. A friend of mine has always struggled with anxiety and finds social situations tough, especially when it comes to dating. After years of difficulty, he finally connected with a girl on a dating app and asked her out. He planned to take her to lunch and then asked if my wife and I could join them later for drinks. When we met up, we found out their lunch was actually grabbing McDonald's and driving around town so he could buy Magic, the Gathering cards from Craigslist. He was dressed in sweatpants and flip-flops, even though it was winter and snowy. During our time together, he mostly ranted about how an upcoming minimum wage increase would ruin the economy and shut down businesses. Ironically, he earns minimum wage himself. Unsurprisingly, he didn't hear from her again. Story 4. There was this guy who used to hang out with my roommates, a bigger guy who didn't take care of himself, spent all his time getting high and playing GTA 5. He'd always say, women these days won't date anyone unless they're making six figures. Sure, man, that's definitely what's holding you back, couldn't possibly be the lack of hygiene. Story 5. A coworker of mine went through a brief relationship and breakup and was clearly down about it, so I tried to be supportive and asked him how he was doing. He said, I just can't figure out how to make women feel like I value their opinions when they always have such ridiculous views on life. I thought maybe he was just phrasing it poorly, so I asked him to elaborate. Nope, I didn't misunderstand, he genuinely believes that men's opinions are superior and was having a hard time pretending that women's views matter at all. Story 6. I met this guy at a concert and told him he was attractive. We exchanged contact info, went out to dinner and movies a few times, and hung out at events we both attended. He's good-looking, funny, polite, and pretty socially awkward, but overall just a really nice guy. When I finally asked him directly if he wanted to sleep together, he was completely shocked, he hadn't picked up on my interest at all. When I first met him, I couldn't understand why he was single. In a small town, good men are hard to find. But now I get it, he's totally oblivious. The last time we went out, a very attractive woman was clearly trying to pick him up, sending signal after signal, dropping hint after hint, and he just didn't notice. It all went right over his head. Story 7. He brought his mom along on our first date and had her order for both of us. Make sure to subscribe for more.